All right, our next topic is essentialism. Essentialism. It's one of those words that's being tossed around in society today, along with minimalism and intentional living and slow living and all that. Intentionalism, lest you think, and actually there's a book called Essentialism written by, I might get the guy's name wrong, but I think it's Greg McKeown. Anyway, it's called the father of essentialism, which is pretty funny because Aristotle wrote about essentialism back when the ancient Greeks were running this world. And there's actually an educational theory that's been around for decades called essentialism, which talks about only essential subjects should be taught in school, that the rest is foo-foo. But let's talk about essentialism as it applies today. Essentialism is about spending more of our time on the things that are essential to our happiness. Hold on a second. All right. Essentialism is more about spending more of our time on the things that are essential to our peace of mind, to our happiness, to finding our true self. And now, before we get too far on this, I think we can all agree that there are some basic essentials that are true for everybody. If we don't have water, if we don't have food, if we don't have shelter, there's no way we're finding our true self. You can forget about talking about intentional living. We're just trying to survive at that point. And I understand there are people who don't write in and say, well, there's people that don't have those basics, so what you're talking about is ridiculous. Well, it is ridiculous for somebody who's starving, somebody who's homeless. Yeah, they don't want to talk about the essentials to happiness, peace of mind, and finding your true self. But let's talk about the hundreds of millions of people who are not homeless and who are going through day-to-day life, just doing what they do, but they feel emptiness. They don't feel like they have enough time. There's too many things pulling them in different directions, and they can't seem to find the time to do things that make them feel good. Dr. Feel Good. Do you remember that? Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm too old. So, let's do a little project. I want you to sit down, okay, and I want you to write out what you did today. And I want you to go hour by hour, okay? Hour by hour. You can pick yesterday. It's probably still fresh in your mind. Write down and go through every hour of what you did during your day. Okay, I'll give you a little time to do that. Then Maggie girl and I will be back. Okay, now, second step in the project, now that you've written down what you did today or what you did yesterday, time specific, okay. Second step is write down a list of things that bring you happiness. This list is going to change for almost everybody. It could be spending time with family. For some people, it may be their jobs. Maybe they have such meaningful jobs that those fulfill them and bring them happiness. Whatever. Maybe it's a hobby you have, or painting, or you're a writer, or you're a cartoonist. Maybe those things bring whatever. Okay, spending time with the grandkids, going for long nature walks, whatever. I want you to write down. Let's do 5 things that bring you value, bring you happiness, bring you fulfillment. Okay, 5 things. I'll be back. Okay, pretty exciting. Got the selfie stick. It's the first time, kind of liking it. I didn't think I would. I thought it was kind of stupid, but here we go. It's working fine. All right, we got our two lists. You've done your homework, got your two lists in front of you, the way you spend an average day, and the list of 5 things that are essential for you to have happiness, peace of mind, and to find your true self. Okay? Now compare the lists. How often do those 5 essentials show up on your schedule of daily activities? If you are, let me give you a couple statistics. This is mind-blowing. Okay, now please, I know we're talking about averages. I'm trying to feed Maggie snacks because she won't leave me alone otherwise. I know we're talking about average figures, so please don't say, well, I only spend an hour doing that. Yeah, okay, whatever. This is national average. On average, the average American spends 3 hours a day watching television. On average, the average American spends 2 hours a day on social media.
Ain't nothing but a number.
What's wrong with this picture? 5 hours out of every day if you were average. And I get it. Some people only watch TV for an hour. Some people don't watch TV. I understand. But I was down in Tehachapi, California in a motel, and there were people that lived full-time behind me. They turned the TV on at 8 o'clock in the morning. That TV stayed on all day. So if you only watch it for an hour, that's great. Maggie, come on, honey. Come. But there are people who truly are average and watch 3 hours a day, or who are following social media and hoping for those likes and hoping for the emojis 2 hours a day. That's just the way it is. So look at your list. How much time are you spending on activities that make you happy, what give you peace of mind, that give you satisfaction, that give your life value? I am willing to bet, I don't have your list in front of me, I'm willing to bet you don't spend a lot of your day on the essentials to being happy and to being satisfied and to be fulfilled. And that's the point of essentialism. And now we are at the action step. And this is a lot like intentional living. There's step 2, or step 3. But the action step then is to start doing less of the things that are essential to your happiness and do more of the things that are essential to your happiness. My goodness gracious. Can we break this down any simpler? And there we go. That's the cold hard facts. If it's painting, if it's going for a walk, if it's being out in nature, if it's spending time with family, and you're not spending, people are going to say, well, I gotta work, take care of the family. And I'll refer you back to the song, Cats in the Cradle. If you're spending so much time working so that you're not spending time with the family that you think is so important, then something's all jumbled up. Anything else we need to talk about? Next video is going to be on minimalism, and I am a walking, talking prophet of minimalism. So that's essentialism. Do the 2 little pieces of homework I gave you, just for fun. Do them. I think you'll find it fairly interesting. Is this a new concept? No, it really isn't, folks. This stuff has been around. This is recycled stuff, recycled self-help. Stuff has been around a long time. We've just got a new label on it, but that doesn't mean it's not true, okay? It is as true today as it was, 20, 30 years ago when some hippie sat around trying to figure out why his life wasn't meaningful. It's not meaningful because you're not spending time on meaningful things. Don't tell me you can't adjust and spend more time. You can adjust. That's the action step. You've got to start eliminating the things that are just killing time, or are not bringing joy, or are bringing you angst. Start eliminating them. You have the power to do that. I poo-pooed yoga for many years until I started doing it, and it was like, oh my God, why haven't I been doing this all along? Yoga's fantastic. Meditating, fantastic. It's unbelievable what happens when you just shut your brain down and don't worry about stuff. I don't know. I hope I'm preaching to the choir, but I don't think I am. There's a lot of people out there that are unhappy. A lot of people that are unsatisfied. A lot of people, what is the old Peggy Lee song? Is that all there is? That's there. I'm not laughing at the people. I'm just, there are tens of millions of people who go to bed at night thinking, is that all there is to life? Well, I'm here to tell you, there's a lot to life. But you got to get yourself into a position where you can experience that. All right. Maggie, you got anything else? Let's find Maggie down there. There's my girl. She doesn't care. Her essentials are her human being, and then the basics. Food. She wants to play. She wants to be pet. She wants to be loved. And in return, she loves to love humans. This is my girl. Till death do we part. And I love her. One of my essentials. All right, folks. Good luck. Do the 2 exercises. I suspect that you've got some surprises in store for you. Over and out.